What's up? It's Carolina Calvin. And I'm making this video in response to people saying that I'm not a real Carolina Panthers fan. And, mainly because of some of the videos I obviously made, such as when I said they suck, man. Now, I never said the entire team sucked. I always gave the defense credit. And this is in retrospect. This is was after the Cardinals game where they only managed 6 points. So this is before the Minnesota game, before the St. Louis game, and before the Tampa Bay game. So, I was gonna come up here and because I did rewatch the game because I always do that. I was gonna come up here and break down the game. I had I felt as though I should come up here and make this video because people are actually questioning am I a fan or not. Of course I'm a damn fan. I've been watching these guys since fucking I mean, I had to sit through sit through the year of Jimmy Clausen. Tell me how many fans would stick to do some shit like that. Where that year where we had Jimmy Clausen, had a bunch of nobodies. Of course, we had some of the weapons at running back. We had Steve Smith. The defense didn't have the players that we have now. A lot of our young, good defensive players are young players. Luke Kuechly is in the second year. The two defensive tackles are rookies. Greg Hardy and Charles Johnson are young. They weren't. I think Charles Johnson was on the team with Jimmy Clausen, but for the most part, Greg Hardy wasn't there. So, I had to sit through the days of watching Jimmy Clausen. And, you know, as a fan, I just, I see people trying to, disrespect me saying I'm not a fan of the team because I pointed out problems with the fucking team. How about this? Watch the damn video and you'll find out what my problems were. A lot of people on the internet just all they'll do is, they'll look at the title, then they go comment without even looking at the damn video. I said my problems with the team. If you go look at my Ron Rivera needs to be fired video, he was a big problem. Go look at those losses. Motherfuckers probably don't even watch the game. Go look at the losses. When we lost, it was because of bad play calling. When we've won, it's because of good play calling. Now, I'll definitely give them credit. We have played well the last three games. Mix and that's because, and what did I say in the video? They need to mix up the play calling. What have they done the last three games? Mixed up the offensive play calling. So I was correct on the fact that they needed to mix up the play calling, and guess what they did? Run Cam Newton more. Cam, there was some onus that went on Cam. This guy has too much talent to be, to be playing. At one point during the season, he was playing very mediocre. Now receivers have dropped some balls. Um, but he needs to look at other receivers. And guess what he's done the last 3 weeks? He's looked at other receivers. He's been really accurate. And I have given them credit. You can go check out my Twitter. I have given them credit. Go look at that's how I know people don't even look at the reviews. Go look at my Minnesota Vikings review. Go look at my St. Louis Rams review. I talked about how well the team played on both sides of the ball. How well guys like Ted Ginn has come in. How well Greg Hardy, Charles Johnson, Luke Kuechly, guys on the defense, Quentin Michael. I talked about how well those guys played defensively. I talked about Cam Newton. I talked about Steve Smith, Greg Olsen. LaFell has had some better games. Still needs to be a little bit more consistent, but he's had some better games. So don't come at me saying I'm not a real fan when you obviously didn't even watch that video that you commented on. And that goes for anyone who question what am I a fan or not of my team. I mean, I watched every single game, and after the Buffalo game, I was pissed. If you watch how they lost that game, just just picture how Cowboys fans feel after the game yesterday. I felt the exact same way because we lost in the same fashion. We lost at the last play. It was the last play of the game, no time left, and we lost on that play. Seattle game, it was a very tough game. I didn't expect us to win it, but we played well. And this was the first game of the season, so anything said before that game wasn't going off, anything because I really didn't see them play. Not you can't take preseason, to heart because a lot of guys, it's for a lot of guys to make the team. But For people who question, am I a fan of a team or not? When I have not criticized the entire team, I've always given the defense credit, and I thought, we could do more offensively if we mix up the play call, especially with a guy with the ability of Cam Newton. And guess what? The last 3 games, you've seen it. You've seen it. But I'm gonna keep this. I was gonna keep this video brief because really didn't want to talk about it. I really didn't want to make this video, but I decided to make it. Um, and for the people that are saying I'm not a real fan, so you never criticize your team if you saw them play bad. Go look at when that video was put up. The video was put up after the Cardinals game. At that point, we were 1-3. We blew out the Giants. That was the only win we had. We came off a bye with 6 points. So that you looking at that video now, people are commenting on this video. I see some comments a couple days ago. You're commenting on that video in retrospect without even looking at the date it was put up. You didn't even look at the video, and where I said we made a ton of mistakes in terms of penalties, drop passes. The defense played well. Cam Newton, it just wasn't, it just wasn't the play calling that we are seeing currently in the past 3 games. It was more so of, Cam Newton just sit back, drop back in the pocket and throw the ball, which, he can do, but, you have to mix it up. He's not, he is he has way too much ability, athletic ability for you to just sit him back in the pocket and throw the ball. You have to move him. You have to move him around, get him on the run, because when he's on the run, it's just a whole nother dynamic that a defense has to, defend his ability to run with the football. And that is what I talked about in the videos. So, please, I ask you this. Watch the damn video before you comment and say I'm not a Panthers fan. Man, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty much done with this video, man. There's no point because, that's just what guys on the internet like to do. I mean, if you watch the video, more hats off to you. But if you just look at the title, then you go below and comment without actually looking at the video and seeing what I had to say or why I said, they are struggling the way they are struggling. And you can go check out the Ron Vera review. I said he was a big problem. Go look at the Bills game. He was a big problem. He didn't call a timeout when he saw the team was in disarray. And his play calling at the end of the game was very conservative. It had to be he is a big reason. And I still think he is a problem. Now I'll defend him as saying him and the coordinators, offensive coordinator have mixed up the play calling, and they have improved in that fact. And Cam Newton has came through and played more efficient football. But I'm in this video, and as I said before, please watch the videos that I put up before you come and criticize me as a fan. As always, comment down below. If you wish to bash me, I do not care. All I came up here to say is that I'm a real fan, and the purpose of me making those videos, and don't look at it in retrospect, because this is that video I made, Panthers saying the Panthers suck or whatever. That video was after the Cardinals game where we looked terrible and I was going off pretty much emotions. So as I said before, comment down below what you think. Did you actually watch the video? Of course, hit that thumbs up button and please subscribe. Thanks for watching the video.